Fight Live returns to Channel 5 this Friday. Two of Britain's most exciting super lightweights collide at London's legendary York Hall. Don't miss Eubank versus Farrell this Friday on Channel 5.
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.
This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast here at the York Hall with Frank Smith. I wasn't really expecting you here, but I take it you're here for Harlem Eubank?
Yeah, wanted to come down and see a good performance from him tonight. He's been on a great run and looking forward to seeing him.
It's now like 9:15, just after the England match, 0-0 poor draw. Did you watch it?
Yeah, boring game. I'm not a big football fan, to be honest, so I'm not that bothered. I mean, hopefully we win the World Cup, it would be amazing. But yeah, everyone's very upset, whereas you just got to stay calm. Still a long way to go.
Exactly. But we're before the Harlem Eubank fight. He's got a tough fight against Tom Farrell. His first time against headlining. It looks like Liam Williams is having an exciting fight there with a knockdown. But what do you expect from Harlem tonight?
No, I think Harlem's been, in the last few fights has shown what he's made of. I think he's got a massive future. I think, obviously, early days, I think taking the pressure off of him, he's been given time to develop and grow, and I think this is just a start for Harlem. I think there's lots more to come from him. So looking forward to seeing a good performance from him and a good win.
Excellent. I know Umar caught up with you yesterday, so I won't keep you for too much longer. But in that time period, we've had a big announcement in the sport. We've got Chris Eubank Jr. versus Liam Smith being announced. That's on pay-per-view on Sky Sports. Just a reaction to that fight being announced? Yeah,
look, it's a good fight. I think it's a tough fight. It is a tough fight. Liam's obviously he's been on some. His last performance, didn't end in the way I think he would have wanted it to. But he's been on a good run before that, I think it's going to be a good fight for Chris as well. After the Conor Benn fight not taking place, Chris has really gone from strength to strength and become like a real fan's favourite. So, I'm looking forward to it.
Obviously, you've worked with Liam Smith for a long, long time now with DAZN, Sky Sport previously. If that fight was to take place on DAZN, do you believe that would have been a pay-per-view?
No, not pay-per-view.
And then, obviously, Sky Sports are trying to look at making Taylor Catterall kind of 2-3 weeks later, which will also be a pay-per-view. Do you think there could be a problem there with 2 pay-per-views in 3 weeks?
Yeah, for sure. I think they're under pressure because they need to deliver pay-per-view shows because they haven't really delivered any that have been massive successes in the last year or so. But look, it's they're both great fights, but it's tough times as well. People aren't spending as much money, But you have to do. Ultimately, these fights sometimes it's the only way they can be made. Like on Sky, for example, those fights wouldn't be possible. They wouldn't pay the rights fees necessarily for those fights off pay-per-view. Like I say, we would do them off pay-per-view, but it's the way it has to work to make it make sense over there. Like people asking about the price point for Fury Chisora. Ultimately, that's probably what was required to make that fight financially viable. Is it expensive? Yeah, but probably the reason why they needed to do it.
I asked Eddie this earlier today, but I just want to get your opinions on the Abu Dhabi working relationship. It's been a few weeks now. I'm sure you've had time, especially on the operation sides, to kind of speak to the guys in Abu Dhabi and just get a general response to that first fight night there.
Yeah, it was great. I was there with them on Monday. We got a great relationship with them, long-term plans in place to grow the sport of boxing. Multiple fight nights a year at all levels. Signing local Emirati fighters, showcasing the Emirati talent all around the world as well across our shows. So it's a great partnership, and it's good to work with good people who want to invest in the sport ultimately. So I think there's a real opportunity there, and looking forward to what's more to come, and there is a lot more to come.
Do you think we're going to see some really big fights there in 2023 in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, look, I think you'll see the best fights, like we saw with Bivol against Zerdo. That was, the best v the best. And also, it makes some fights that possibly wouldn't be possible in other markets able to take place. So, it it was a good start and lots to look forward to next year.
Do you think we could see multiple events in Abu Dhabi, like throughout the thing, and could there be a long-term contract being announced within the next couple of months?
Yeah, look, that's what the discussions have been, we've got a great relationship. Like I say, delivered the first event, next event's planned for very soon. We'll have an announcement on that soon, and then the long-term partnership is what all sides have been working on, and excited to get that up and running.
You've been at the Queensborough event yesterday, you're now at the Wasserman event today. What's it been like to kind of take a back seat from the Matchroom shows this week? I haven't seen you all week.
No, I've been hiding. I was at the hotel last night. It runs like clockwork. They don't need me anymore. I'm just the spare part. So I'm out the way. They can get on with it. They do a better job than me, all of our team. So it's been good though. It's nice coming to a show and having no stress.
Definitely. Last one then. Eddie said today that obviously you've got Chocolatito versus Estrada 3 next week, but someone from Matchroom will be attending Chisora Fury. Will that be yourself, or you want to go to Tottenham?
Not me. No, I'll be in Phoenix as well, but I'm sure we will have someone, and I'll just figure out who that is. I'll buy him a nice warm coat.
Because you're freezing here tonight.
I'm freezing, yeah, so that's why I'm looking forward to getting to Phoenix. Hopefully it's a bit warmer.
Well, how do you rate your chances then for Chisora? Obviously, you want to bring him back to the Matchroom. If he gets that win, then that could set up a massive, massive fight. It's unlikely. He's a big underdog, but how do you see it going into it on December 3rd? Yeah, look, it's a tough fight. Tyson Fury, we all know, is, ultimately pound for pound number one in the heavyweight division. But Derek Chisora always brings it. And you never really know what Tyson Fury is really going to... don't get me wrong, every time people have doubted him, he's proven them wrong. But, it's there's always an element of excitement. And if anyone's going to bring a bit of excitement, that's Derek Chisora. In the ring and maybe out of the ring as well. 100%. And to a freezing Frank Smith here at the York Hall, Bethnal Green on a cold Friday night. Thank you very much for speaking to IFL, and I'll catch you again soon. Cheers, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Fight Live returns to Channel 5 this Friday. Two of Britain's most exciting super lightweights collide at London's legendary York Hall. Don't miss Eubank versus Farrell this Friday on Channel 5.
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife for saying completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.